Hey everyone, this is Brandon Oliveris with Co-Creation Coaching, and I'm here with my wife Christine.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're doing another video, and today's topic is how to allow your grid to fill in with the law of attraction. So this is a topic I've been wanting to do for a while. The first part, I guess, is describing what exactly a grid is. It's sort of a difficult concept sometimes to explain to people. And the grid is something that it's a term that I got from Abraham-Hicks, but it's my favorite process. It's a great way of explaining how the law of attraction works. So I really want to describe, what it is, how it works, and how you can use it. So basically, the grid, if you can imagine, if you have like the outline of something and then you add the details to it, a grid is when you depict your manifestation in a very general way, and then you allow the universe to fill in details for you.
It kind of reminds me of coloring books where they have the outlines drawn and you have to color it in.
Yeah, that was exactly when I was giving the title and stuff to the person who gets my images for me. Um, for the posts, I told her, because I was trying to explain the concept of the grid just in brief so she could know what to look for. And that's exactly one of the ways I described it. I said it reminds me of a coloring book where you have the outline and then you have to color it in.
Right.
Or like another example would be like, if you have the foundation of a house or something like that, and you build on top of it. Or like, you have the walls of the house and to fill in all the stuff inside of it. But, it's a basic structure, and you fill in that structure with things that are more detailed. Okay, so I always talk about with the law of attraction the importance of going general and when to get more specific. I have lots of posts I've written about that topic, and so the grid is basically where you start by going very general, and I'll talk about how to do that soon. And then you allow the grid to fill in, which means you allow the specifics of your manifestation to fill in. All right. So uh, I think the important thing to outline is how energy flows when it comes to manifestation, law of attraction, because energy flows. As that energy gets faster. When I'm talking about energy, I'm talking about the energy of your manifestation or of any manifestation. But as that energy flows, it's getting more specific, it's getting faster, it's bringing more details. So when you first start out with your manifestation, you can only really think about it in very general ways. You can feel what it might feel like, and you can think about, different ways of how it might be, but it's hard to get real specific about it, right? And then as you continue on, more and more specifics come, and you can go into more detail. You can kind of daydream about it, or fantasize about it, or visualize it, and all those details come. And this is really important because, when a lot of people talk about the importance of visualization, they sometimes say like you should have it as detailed as possible. But the thing about it being detailed is that if you get detailed too early, you're going to be forcing the momentum. And you don't want to try to force the momentum to get faster than it's ready to. So if you were to try to visualize early on in the process and get that momentum going, it's not going to feel good because the details won't want to come.
Yeah, it gives you more anxiety,
Right.
I've noticed.
Right.
You just want to just focus on what you want to do, your feeling about it, and then just let whatever take its course.
Right. So, when you try to visualize too early and you try to add too much detail, that's trying to make the energy go faster than it's ready to go.
Yeah.
The energy naturally gets faster. Okay, and if you allow it to get faster, then later on you can add more detail, and that'll work a lot better. But, you know, visualization, you want to start in a very general way. And what I mean by general is you want to start with very few details, you want to focus on the feeling of it, and not necessarily coloring the picture like we were talking about with the coloring book. You don't want to color in that picture too soon because um, when when you try to make energy go faster than it's ready for, it picks up a lot of resistance. And that's why a lot of people, that's probably the number one reason that why people have a lot of resistance with their manifestation, is because, let's say you want a manifestation of money and you're thinking about it, and they're going to get really detailed about it, but it's too detailed, too specific for where they are right now, and so they are going to pick up resistance.
Right.
And that resistance, feels really bad, obviously, and it's not going to turn out well. So that's why you don't want to push the energy faster than it's ready to go, right? So how the grid works is basically, again, you want to start with the energy, or the feeling of what you want. So when you think about your manifestation, like I said, you don't want to start with detail. You want to start with the feeling of what you want. And so let's take the money example again. What will you feel when you have it? And you do your best to get as close as you can to that feeling. You might not get 100% there, but you want to feel something like what you'll feel when you have that thing.
And it's okay to not put a word to what you feel.
Right, exactly.
Just feel it.
Right. I mean, we have our emotional, let's say, vocabulary is a lot more expansive than the real words we have to put to those.
Yeah.
We have so many emotional expressions, but you want to find a lot of people say find the feeling place, and that's pretty much what this is. You want to find the feeling of that manifestation, of what it'll feel like when you have it, without doubt. You don't, if you just start doubting about it, you're trying to go too fast. You're trying to get too specific. Mm-hmm. You want to just allow it to be what it is in a very general way, and feel that feeling. Let's say, again, you want more money. What will it feel like when you have that? And you don't have to imagine the specific things you'll do with it or anything like that, or specific amounts. Just what will it feel like to have this? And that's the most general that you can really get. It's just a very general feeling about it. And that's what I recommend to my clients that they do every day, is just focusing on this feeling and letting it grow in them. And so what happens from that, because energy naturally gets faster, and as it gets faster, that means that things are getting more specific, it's bringing more details. What will happen, you're setting the grid. Setting the grid is focusing on that feeling for long enough that the energy gets going, And as you're doing that, then the grid starts filling in. You'll see things coming in, experiences happening, thoughts randomly popping up about your manifestation.
It'll come everywhere. It'll be kind of creepy.
Right. You'll see this stuff happening, or you'll see synchronicities and signs everywhere, or things might actually start happening. It depends, how pure your vibration was. But the grid fills in, and the important thing to note about the grid filling in is that you don't do it. The universe does it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't try to fill in your own grid. You don't try to make things happen, try to act, you just let it come to you. That's the allowing. And so as you focus on that feeling, and then, you drop it. You don't do it all the time. You just do that once or twice a day, and then you drop it. But you'll find these things happening that fill in the grid, that feel the same way as the way you were feeling, but more specific. So you might start to have thoughts, again, about the money manifestation. You might start to have thoughts about what you can do with it, or how much it might be, or how it might come, or things like that. Again, thoughts that feel good, not that's going to be worrying about it. You might see signs of it. You might see a penny on the sidewalk or something and pick it up, and that's a sign, mm-hmm. Right? That is the grid filling in, and that really is the most sensitive part of the process, because a lot of people kind of expect it to go too quickly. You know what I mean? They try to make it go too quickly, and it doesn't work. They try to, make the grid fill in. They try to focus on the specifics. You just have to let it go at its own pace. You have to let it come as quickly as it's ready to come.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I had a webinar. Do you remember the one about leading with your emotions?
Yes. It's been a while, but yes.
um, about leading with your emotions. It was called, let me see.
Wasn't that what it was called?
Yeah, it was called How to Manifest Your Desires by Leading with Your Emotions. Okay, I'll put a link to that. And in that webinar, I basically talked about the same thing. It's all about, um, you know, feeling what you want to feel first. And in my Law of Attraction course, they call it setting the vibrational tone. I may have said that in a blog post too, I don't remember. But setting the vibrational tone of what you want your life to feel like. So instead of, responding emotionally to outer events, you set the grid, you set what you want to feel like with your emotions, and then you let the universe respond to you. So, if you want to feel abundant, you might not see a huge reason to feel abundant right now. You're not going to if you haven't been feeling that way. This is what, setting the vibrational tone is all about. You may not have a reason or see a reason immediately to feel abundant or to feel free or to feel secure, but you have to create one within yourself. And you have to be willing to create that reason to feel the way that you want to feel, because only when you feel how you want to feel will the universe start giving you more reasons to feel that way. And it'll give you more and more things that feel like that. But if this is a totally new thing, you have to create it. You have to get there. Maybe you can't get there all in one jump. Maybe you can't feel like a millionaire or something like that, but you can feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
You can feel a little bit better. You have to set the vibrational tone. If things are happening to you that you're feeling really down about, or that you're feeling just really off, you can't expect life to change the tone for you. People always say, and I've said before, it's like looking in the mirror and expecting the mirror to change first. You have to change, and then the mirror will change.
Yeah, there's this, I don't know if it's a proverb, but God helps those who help themselves.
Right.
He's not just, going to do everything for you.
Right.
Life is not about a handout.
Right.
You have to work for it.
Yeah. So you have to be willing to lead with your emotions, to set your grid by choosing how you want to feel right now, moment to moment, feeling the best way you can possibly feel. Maybe you can't feel joyful right now, but you can find a way of feeling a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And then as that happens, you'll see evidence, you'll see more proof of why you should feel that way. So it's just about not, taking the excuse that life gives you to feel the way that you have been feeling. It's about choosing deliberately to feel in a completely new way, to go in a completely new direction. And then life will give you reasons to feel that. But it's deliberate. It has to be deliberate. It can't be, they say about creating by default, which is when, something bad happens to you, oh, I feel bad. Of course you feel bad because something bad happened, but if you continue to feel bad, more bad things will happen. Right? That's clear. So you have to change it. You have to feel something different. And then different results will happen. And that is really the essence of how all of this works. And it's so important. And that's what I try to tell people. They say, I can't find anything to feel good about. Well, you're going to have to find something.
And I think another major thing is don't be attached to the results.
Right.
Just think of, what I do is, when I do the manifestations, I kind of will think about it, focus on it, and then just forget about it.
Right.
Because, and that kind of happened to me today, where I manifested something, and I forgot I did.
Right.
And it happened.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, oh, okay.
Right.
Or at least it was the beginning of one.
Yeah.
So, and I know it's hard when it's something you really, really, really want.
Right.
But you have to treat it as if you don't. As if you're indifferent.
Right, you have to detach from it.
Yeah.
And that's why you start general. You start by feeling the way you want to feel.
Exactly.
Because it's really, the reason you want that thing is because you think it's going to make you feel something.
When something else, even better, probably will.
Right. Or you can feel that way now.
Right.
You can feel that way right now. So, But it's about, like I said, being deliberate, choosing the way you want to feel, and then letting everything happen. And the details will come. They will come of their own accord. The universe will bring them to you naturally.
Right.
However that looks. And of course, you have an idea of what that might look like right now, but you don't know for sure what that is. You don't know for sure what that's going to look like, so you let it come naturally. You just feel the way you want to feel, and the details come by themselves. Right?
Yeah.
And it's very simple. It's not simple all the time to change your path, because this is not the way we're used to living. We're used to living by creating by default, by you know um, feeling the way that experiences make us feel.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to change that, to set your own vibrational tone, to set your grid for something else to manifest. So that is it for today. I hope that you enjoy this. If you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my YouTube video or YouTube channel, or you can visit my website at co-creationcoaching.org. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day.